Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to give my review for Ghost of Christmas Always. This is my first Scrooge Christmas Carol take of the Christmas season. Um, I will say though, this was actually a nice change for a Christmas Carol film, and I'll get into why. Uh, but this in just a second. But this stars um, Kim Matula, I guess how you say her name, Ian Harding, Laurie Tanchin, and Reginald Vale Johnson. Um, Matula, Chin, and Johnson plays Ghost of Christmas Present, Past, and Future. And Ian Harding is our Scrooge character, or supposedly our Scrooge character. But again, this is just basically a retelling of a somewhat retelling of A Christmas Carol. They come to him, but well, let me back up. It starts with them helping this woman who comes back later on in the movie, and they help her find her Christmas spirit. Um, Kim's character goes off to just visit the neighborhood because that's where she was from. She wanted to revisit the neighborhood, even though it's years later and it's completely changed. She still wanted to visit it. She ends up going into this building, and Ian Harding's character comes in because he is packing things away. He just got through serving food to homeless. He's packing things up, and he sees her. And he's not supposed to see her because she's the ghost of Christmas present. But he ends up seeing her, freaks her out. She don't understand it. She ends up, they kind of have a small conversation, then she disappears. Fast forward to the next Christmas, and the new Scrooge character is Ian Harding's character. But as they're reading and as they get to him, they don't really understand why they're helping him because he's a really nice guy. He's not rich and like Scrooge usually is. He's not stingy with his money. He feeds the poor. He volunteers. So there's they can't figure out why him. Um, so as it goes along, they figure, well, it must be to get him back on track with his dad because him and his dad are really strained. He comes to some realizations. They think it's over. They think they've done their job, but turns out that uh, that they're saying, oh, it was the dad, not the son. You were supposed to be doing. You were supposed to be Scrooging. That the dad's the Scrooge. So now, but there's a big mess up. So they have like 24 less hours to make the dad into a better person and bring the Christmas spirit. And so they're sent back to do it, but the catch is the dad can't see them like he could have before, so they have to figure out other ways. So they use the sun because the sun can still see him, which I'm not really sure why he can still see him if it's over with, but he can. Which I mean, he saw her before anyway, so. But I don't remember explaining that very well, but so they help him help his dad, and then we find out at the very end that all along, yes, they've been helping the son yet to stand up for himself and to stand up to his dad. Yes, they helped the dad learn a lesson, but really all along they were there to help uh, uh, Matula or Kim's character, our main love interest, the Ghost of Christmas Present. They were there actually to help her, and um, so when they go, uh, they do show how she's connected to the family because she is connected to the family. They show how it is. They show what happened to her, that she died on Christmas, and that's why she is a ghost of Christmas Present. Apparently, when you die at Christmas, you become one of these ghosts. Um, and she ends up walking through this door. I think it was labeled the Greater Unknown, I believe. And when she walks through the door, she becomes human again and is able to be with Ian Harding's character at the end. Now, there's not really a lot of that I caught. There wasn't a lot of explaining of how that works, how you're able to just automatically come back. Does that change the past? Does that do anything to affect anything? Because she was alive back in, like, I think it was like maybe the 50s or something. It was when uh, she was actually friends with Ian's character's grandma, and uh, she died the night that his grandma met his grandpa, and at the store she left the store to go take blankets and food to the homeless, and she ends up getting hit and killed. So I don't know if that changes anything. It never really establishes that, which is one of sort of the issues I had with it. Was it never fully explains things very well. At least that I caught that watching it the first time. So maybe on a rewatch I'll understand it a little more, but just the initial watch, I feel like there was some stuff that could have been explained just a little bit better. Um, but obviously, this movie gives a great Christmas feel. It's a Christmas Carol basically, all over again. Um, but I love that it puts a twist on it. I love that it changes it up. It's not just a Scrooge character learning to love Christmas. It's something completely different. I love that about it. I thought the chemistry was really good between them. I thought Ian Harding done really good, which
Mr. Fitz.
I've only seen him from Pretty Little Liars as Mr. Fitz, so this is only my second time seeing him in something that I can remember. So,
He will always be Mr. Fitz to me.
but I thought he did really well. There were some comedy moments that I enjoyed in it. Um, one thing I did have issues with was I felt that Johnson's character could have been used a little bit more. He was used some, but I still felt he was slightly underused. I felt like he could have done more, kind of, maybe, because he didn't even take uh, Ian's character to the past. He basically just kind of stood around and sat around. He um, made a Nutcracker disappear. He changed the outfit on the Ghost of Christmas Presents outfit, Kim's character. Um, and but I feel like he could have just done more. And I guess the reason he couldn't was because he knew how it was going to end. He knew that she would end up leaving and being human and being with him. So I get why they didn't do it, but I felt like he was still slightly underused, but it didn't really hurt the film for me. It's just something I noticed or that I felt. Also, I thought it was pretty interesting at the end. There's a conversation between Kim's character and this other character that's like the boss supervisor over him, and it basically, I think this kind of was all the plan all along. Even she knew the plan, but she was acting like it was the mess up when it really wasn't a mess up. It was just their way. Everything that happened for a reason. There really wasn't a screw up. They didn't actually give the wrong guy to him. It had to work. This process had to be followed by steps, and this is the steps they had to go. But they didn't want to come out and tell her. She had to figure it out on her own. And so
No one likes that crap.
they had to basically trick her into thinking that they messed up and gave them the wrong guy. But there's a line she says that I was sort of surprised that Hallmark put in there.
Oh God.
Because I think it could be taken the wrong way by some people. But basically, they're talking. She says something, and the Kim's character kind of like questions it in a way, and she says something to the effects of, uh, "Yeah, what am I speaking, kangaroo?" And I just kind of was like, "Wow." For some people, like, it didn't bother me. I didn't take it as anything bad.
But some people would.
But I could see some people taking that as in a bad way. Uh, and so hopefully it don't get too much too much hate for that one. Hopefully people can overlook that and not think too much into it. But it's definitely something that kind of stuck out to me that could be taken the wrong way. But overall, I gave this movie a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely, like I said, a fresh take on a Christmas Carol. And there's great chemistry, great acting, great Christmas feel. Um, just just didn't quite make that 5 out of 5 mark. It does get emotional a little bit at the end, at least was for me. Just her having to go back and revisit the events that happened to her and figuring everything out kind of does get emotional. Um, so 4 out of 5 for now. I think that gives it enough room to improve. But definitely one I would watch again. Hopefully it gets a physical release. Um, I'm gonna say probably will because I know there's films that's done that I've liked a lot less that's gotten physical releases. So hopefully, surely this will get one. Um, but yeah, so that is everything for my review for Ghost of Christmas Always. So please comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified for videos, and we will see you all in the next one.